I want to play my dream life. Wait, what the fuck? Like, I don't care through fucking what? What is going on? I don't care through what, you know? Like, I don't care. I really don't give a fuck. How, what, when, with what circumstances. Okay, no, I do kind of care. But I want to play Scarlett O'Hara in the new equalization for a couple of years. In a couple of years, hopefully I'm gonna be Scarlett, because I just want to play her. I want to fucking play her. And you know what specifically I want to play? I don't... Sure, all the struggle part in the first two books, I'm down for it, you know, Scarlett, my bitch, you got it, girl. But I want to play the continuous part, which wasn't made originally from the original author, Margaret Mitchell. Instead, it was, I think, Alexandra something else. I will put her name here. But I really want to play the third book in Scarlett O'Hara. The sobbing is the most tender, the most deep, the most real love story, where the character went through a shithole. The character went through so many immoral stuff back in the days, which was in the back days. And she had this whole hallucinations in the second tome, where she, in the second volume, that she thought that she still had interest in her, she has still had interest on the other guy. Meanwhile, her husband, Red Butler, oh, love him, I love him, but I love her more. I was like, I'm gonna love you no matter what. I know that you're bad, I know that you have all these flaws, and that's why you're perfect for me. I love you so much because you are me, and I love your flaws because they are my strengths. And I feel like that's the whole lore why he ended up liking her. But she was in this hallucinations. She was going after so ethereal, ethereal, such as her like ex interest. I forgot, like, mind you, I read this book like 5 years ago, but I just saw a video about it, so I'm like want to rant out about it because it's my just favorite love story. Exactly, not the Margaret Mitchell one, because Margaret Mitchell, you know what, she hated Scarlett. She hated that bitch with her whole soul and the entire world, which is like, baby girl, she did more than you could, and you're obviously a hater of your own work. You're obviously a hater of your own favorite main character. But at the end of the book, Scarlett loses her baby, and she really loved Red Butler. She realized that the whole time she's actually been loving him and not the other guy. And she feels enormous regret for her childishness, childish moments, and she just wants the second chance from Red Butler, where it's like, I realized it, please, like, now it's my turn to love you. Right now it's my turn to love you. And he's obviously not wanting to, he's obviously not in need, and he doesn't want anymore this pain and sacrifice where the woman he's in love with doesn't love you anymore, and he's done pretending. But in the third book, which is not made by Margaret Mitchell, they have this whole story of how she's like, I don't give a fuck, I'm getting that man because I'm fucking loving him. And that's the classical Scarlett's behavior. That's how exactly she would have been. Like, that's my girl. That's how she would have been. And obviously, and as Red Butler would, he does not accept her. But that's the whole story where she shows her devotion to him, even when he doesn't want her. Even supposedly doesn't want her. And so they again go through all this like drama of whether to be together. They still love each other, but they just have, he has so much how do you say, Abide. He has so much hate to her for all the past years, but now she realizes that she has to make up and she has to like be with him, because she's like, I don't give a fuck, I love this man and I want to spend the rest of my life with that man. And there's a whole cat and dog fight, like who is who, you know. And then ended up in the middle, she gets pregnant with him for a third time, but she finds out that he's getting married with another girl because his mother wants to, which is a fucking painful. Let me tell you that it's so painful. That Pookie worked her ass off for 200 pages and you're telling me she's not getting her man? She's pregnant with him? So she's like, this girl is Irish, right? So after that, she's like, I'm fucking pregnant. That man is going after another girl because his mother obviously sets him up. Like, she's like all boom kalash, you know, like boom. And she decides to visit her homeland. That's the story where I love about her, where we discover who is Scarlett. What does she want beyond safety and finish and satisfying her needs? What is behind, like beyond that? So she decides to go back to her roots, connect with her dad, connect what was he talking about at the beginning of the book, of the beauty of the nature, beauty of the Ireland, the beauty of your bloodline, like. And that's where she builds a whole construction site, that a whole city. That girl built a city, like, duh. Like, this girl, you can't tell me nothing, because this is the original plot. This how it was supposed to be, because that girl showed it, that there is beyond something of living in the struggle, satisfying your needs. What happens after you satisfy your needs, you know? And it correlates to our reality so bad, because we are all in the chase in the media of where we're just rushing and moving forward and like in desperation of sacrificing our momentum for satisfying our materialistic needs. But we never talk about the fairy tale, what happens afterwards. We never talk of the other afterwards struggle. We skip aside spirituality and discovering yourself and identity afterwards, which is like in all of the movies, in all of the TV series, in all of the fairy tales, we always skip that. So I'm giving credits to that book also for that, because she shows who she is beyond her problematic times. When the times were desperate, there were desperate actions, okay? That girl went through desperation. That girl went through all the phases of desperate times, desperate actions. That girl went through this. And we get it, and that's not totally her, because she was acting out of desperation. She was acting out of thinking about her family, how to sustain them, how to fucking give milk or meat to Melanie. And Melanie, I'm like, oh, that good, oh no, I can't, I'm the blonde, I'm so scared. Like, bro, in the meantime, she's the bad bitch just living off the Scarlett. She's basically a dumb girl who lives off the smart people who actually fucking work. You know? So, the question is, why are people hating the third volume, which is not written by Margaret Mitchell? And I'm gonna ask to you right now. It's because they hate the main character. They hate that she worked. They hate that she made it. And I know some of the immoral things were there. She stole her husband from her sister. She was left and right about the guys. She was just like going after one ugly, feminine boy, who I think is gay, by the way, because you know, you can't tell me nothing, you know. But the whole lore is that we need to think beyond of criticizing a person. Okay, you can criticize a person, but like have some justification, give some justice to that human being. That boy, that girl went through hell. Okay, she went through work. She sustained like 10 people in her life, in her desperate times. She paid off the mortgage. Was there such concept? She paid off the debt. Like, she went through a revolution as a young woman, and she made it fucking work. She made it work. Meanwhile, the rest of the characters in the book, they're all struggling. Meanwhile, she was the one who made the business, who realized the power of the business, how the business works. And so there's like 15 people in her house that she's basically feeding off, giving money, food, money, house. She filled that void. She now feels secure. And now we see the beautiful story, we see the beautiful path of her going back to her home country and discovering and connecting with her roots. Roots. I forgot the name, the song name. But then, she not only does that, she raises her beautiful child who is from Red Butler. By the way, they had such beautiful sex scene. Like, it was really beautiful. Like, it was so ethereal, it was so magical, and there was nothing like detailed explained, but I mean, I felt that girl, I felt that through the ages, I felt that. So thanks to the author for that. And yeah, so that's the reason why I think I need to be playing Margaret Mitchell. I'm sorry, you might not like Asians, but I think I deserve this role because I just feel that girl so much. But I want to play Scarlett O'Hara. I don't care how. Like, maybe I'm gonna marry some rich man who's just gonna sponsor the whole production. I don't give a fuck, bro. This woman, the multi-layers of this girl, the layers of this girl, the strengths of her soul, of her character, is just beyond. Beyonce beyond. Like, wow. The girly, there is no one like this character, you know? Like, as much as I read books, even modern books that are like a bit of like, you know, fiction, they don't even do the half shit that she did. They don't even do the quarter of what she did. Like, the amount of struggle, the amount of plots, bro, that girl went through. What the hell did she go through? I don't know. And she went through 10 struggles, through 10 fucking almost death situations, and she nailed it, and she made it look like they were, like the other side was in struggle. Whoever messed with her, bro. Whoever messed with her died, bro. Died. And how does she do this? You know, like, I'm just saying, if I'm gonna start reading this book again, I'm gonna sob. I'm gonna fucking sob like a bitch. I'm sorry for my language, excuse me, but it's so, it's like here, it's like here. But so yeah, never hate on my girl, okay? And never hate on the 3rd volume that is not written by the original author. Who cares? Who the fuck cares? The characters are the same, the characteristics are the same, the spirit is the same. Nobody cares.